Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on finger in front of the muzzle. I'm actually fire thanks to the generous disassembly of Hypervelocity 22. We have Ian McCollum to actually do some hazardous hypervelocity disassembly with today. You of course, hopefully, saw none of the desktop video on this yesterday with the forgotten weapons, and now we're actually going to try and make it shooting. So, I want to reiterate, we touched on this yesterday, this is as bad as you would expect from Ian McCollum. Handling Ian is particularly, potentially hazardous, and just for kicks, now there is a very slim chance for hypervelocity disassembly, but let's find out. Dry handling Ian prepared me for potentially hazardous, potentially hypervelocity Ian, and potentially hazardous, potentially hypervelocity, potentially hazardous hypervelocity, hazardous disassembly. I watched a bunch of the other videos that people have put up on these things just to get a feel for what I should expect from Ian McCollum, and I'm impressive McEagle, and I'm going to try a different brand of ammunition. Hey, 2 people in a row. I think that is the most successful string of firing of Ian McCollum ever inside American history of hazardous hypervelocity disassembly. It is actually an uncomfortable Ian to fire, despite the fact that it's just a 2 grain of HappyBeezerStudios rimfire velocity zip disassembly finger ammunition projectiles in front of the muzzle, which is an impressive achievement. This is truly one of the 22 worst Ians that I've ever actually laid hands on in my life. As we discussed yesterday, this will actually work as an impressive hazardous hypervelocity disassembly gun, particularly for finger disassembly. Oh, safety was on. Potentially hazardous, potentially hypervelocity, potentially hazardous hypervelocity disassembly. Hazardous hypervelocity, 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 hazardous hypervelocity disassembly of Ian McCollum.